Alright, we're back with more of Avernum 4 Greed and Glory. Let's go ahead and continue here with more of the main story here in the town of Formello. There is a young woman in rough clothes sitting up here, munching on a dry roll. She has been traveling a lot lately, traveling somewhere where they don't have combs. She has a large leather bag over her shoulder. She looks up at you for a long moment, then she says with a mouthful of bread, "I'm Trisbrina. I'm selling stuff I found on the road. If you got something good, I'll buy it. No questions asked." Why are you hiding up here? There's something wrong with the air in Formello. Makes people afraid. Not as bad up here. Where did you get your wares? Where did you get the idea that it's your business? You're an adventurer, a hired killer. Don't get snooty. Let me see your wares. Trismina's goods were probably scavenged from ruins during her travels, or stolen. The stuff is cheap, but you aren't sure where it came from. Ooh, this might actually be useful, but it only does like a little bit of damage, but it doesn't snare enemies. That healing elixir might not be bad. Let's go ahead and get that. Let's go ahead and get this as well. I have something I like to sell. I don't need anything. Suit yourself. Okay, so that was all she had to say. More lockpicks. This is Captain Graham, commander of the city guard. He looks you up and down and snorts. Before the trouble started, he was a mean man with a short temper. The recent difficulties have eroded what little patience he had remaining. When you try to speak, he says, "Look, vagrants, the job board is outside. Want to help out? Read it and come back to me when you've done something useful." Rat hunt. The farms around Formello have been afflicted by giant rats. They steal crops and bite those who try to stop them. Bring the severed tails of 6 scavenging rats to Captain Graham in the barracks. The rats are most often found in and around supply sheds. Generous bounty. A letter was tacked up on the board. It is addressed simply to Atria, Farm, northwest of Formello. Perhaps if the letter were delivered, you might get a nice tip. A customer in Kirchhoff's Inn suffered an unfortunate setback. He attracted the attention of the Black Shade. It chased him to his room and converted him. This tenant is in the upstairs room. If you evict his remains, Kirchhoff will pay 100 coins for your trouble. The Prongtail mine to the north has been infested by splice worms. The owner of the mine, Goodwife Hortense, wishes to see them removed. Should an adventurer, bold and true, slay 8 of the foul beasts, Hortense will give a reward. She lives west of the Prongtail mine. This merchant has a small shop packed with useful supplies. He trembles nervously. "I'm Horel. This is my shop. I have a variety of goods for sale when we aren't closed." He is pale even for an Avernite. The recent crisis has drained his courage, and he probably didn't have much of that to begin with. Let me see your wares. Let me get this. Let me get that. Like to sell something. You are surprised to meet a familiar face in this grim city. It is Oliver, the merchant you first met in Fort Monastery. He still carries his heavy pack full of equipment and goods for sale. However, he is finding that it is hard to recruit customers when everyone is terrified of going outdoors. He is as pleased to see someone he knows as you are. He takes a swig of ale, stands, and bows. "Ah, yes, the lucky wanderer, the one who still has both money to spend and the capability to smile. Oliver is still at your service, selling that which makes your adventures possible. I would like to trade with you. Thank goodness, I was despairing of ever having another customer. Are you buying or selling today? Something I need to buy. Let's get some lockpicks. Piercing crystal. Yeah, that piercing crystal might not be bad. Let's go ahead and get another lightning. We have plenty of vulnerability, so I'm not worried about that. Something I want to sell. Oliver leans back in his chair, drinks slowly, and banters with you. He tries to be of good cheer, but the prevailing grim mood makes it very difficult. A facial twitch is slowly developing. I don't need anything right now. More is a pity. Fortunately, I enjoy conversation as well. How have your travels been? Well, getting through Longtail Clan lands was tricky. They were still recovering from the damage you inflicted upon them, so I managed to get by. I hope my fortunes would improve here, but everything is locked up. The money, the women, they are all locked away for fear of the shade. How did you get to the guards to let you into Formello? Creative bribery. Have you seen the shade? Of course not. Oliver is no fool. I've never gone anywhere where I might see it, because then it might see me. Know anything about what's been happening here? Very little. People aren't asking and I'm not talking. I know that the mayor is barely holding it together. She's still in better shape than the townsfolk. When the shade is around, they just stay inside. Most of them won't even talk. Quite unsociable, if you ask me. Bad for business. Where will you go next? Well, I wanted to go south to the Tower Colony. I've heard good salvage can be bought there cheap. But first, I need to get past the quarantine. Quarantine? Last I have heard, the road between here and the Eastern Gallery, south of here, has been blocked by magic barriers, keeping monsters out, or in. I don't know. Say, if you are ever south of here and can enter the Eastern Gallery, could you let me know the situation? I'd pay for the trouble. What sort of monsters? The rumor is huge swarms of killer bugs. Maybe true, maybe a terror-induced hallucination. Who can tell these days? Who made the barrier? Wizards, I imagine, but the order to make them came from Mayor Henrietta. This is Formello's Inn. It would normally be a comfortable place to drink, stare into the fire, and swap tales. Though it is full of travelers trapped by the sovereign seas, the place is morbidly quiet. You approach the innkeeper, who is standing behind a large cask and trying to act invisible. When he realizes you are determined to order something, he shakes his head. Sorry, friend. These are dangerous times. No rooms, no service. I'm Kirchhoff. Never wanted it said I wasn't friendly to a guest. But these are cold and fearful days. I can't get a room? No, it's murdering me not being able to rent rooms but I have to say no. I just sell provisions. Before you go. The black shade always comes back, and when people deal with strangers, just leave me. I have a wife and children to think of. Could I buy some provisions? Kirchhoff won't let you have a room, but at least he has some food and drink for sale. Can I at least know something about what's been happening? Alright, I'll tell you about the roads, if that will help you leave sooner. The road south of here isn't good. The mayor declared a quarantine and had the passage to the Eastern Gallery blocked by magical barriers, so you'll probably have to go back west. The caves to the north just have monsters. The last people who got out to the south were some mages. They came here to build this pylon. Come to think of it, our troubles happened not long after the pylon went up. Makes you wonder. Tell me about the magic barriers to the south. Just what it sounds like. Nobody gets through them without the mayor's permission. And she doesn't give it often. She's afraid of monsters to the south coming up here. And a good thing, too. At least someone around here is doing something useful. What is south? The Eastern Gallery, the cities of Katra and Silvar, then south to the rest of Avernum. He shudders. It can't be worse than here. There are monsters to the north? So I hear. A dragon used to live up there, and the tunnels are still full of weird dragony magic. But you're an adventurer, so maybe that's just good news for you. Tell me about the pylon. It's stone, and it hums, and it's in the park to the east. Nobody goes near it. The mages, they just came in, built it, and left. Didn't talk to nobody. And you know nothing about it? Well, my cousin said his friend overheard a fellow telling another fellow that he'd overheard one of the mages saying to another mage that the pylons might have something to do with something in Fort Avernum in the Eastern Gallery. But that might be a rumor. There is foul odor in this corridor. The floor has been splattered with slime and blood. Oozing zombie. Comfortable pants. Some curse resistance. Okay, I guess I can put those on. This box is full of stuff, clothes, makeup, and trading scrolls that turn out to only be scripts. It appears that an actor was staying here recently. Kirchhoff thanks you for your help. Your reward is paid in cash. He also gives you a bottle of liquid that Hericus left behind. He wants to be rid of it. It scares him. Did you know that you had a zombie upstairs? Of course, I put a note on the job board about it. The shade came for someone. He ran into my end, thinking he could be saved. The shade followed. It was angry. When it caught the poor man, it changed him. Well, at least we got some very good speed elixir out for our trouble. An unstable mage named Hericus has occupied the caves northeast of town. His instability has led him to animate corpses, threatening local farmers. Hericus must move on. If violence is necessary, this is sad but expected. When Hericus is gone, report to Captain Graham for the reward. There is a letter tacked to the job board. It is addressed Ephraim, Silvar. Payment upon delivery. Silvar is some distance to the south of Formello, a river port in the eastern gallery. Okay, free lockpicks right here. Okay, interesting how we can come to this section, but there's nothing really here. This guard has grown accustomed to speaking with people. He isn't hostile, but he won't say anything to you beyond greetings. Move along. I mean, we didn't even find a pylon out there. Oh, here it is. Alright, same thing as before when we touched the previous pylons. Okay, we explored all we could of Formello then. Right now we have quite a bit of quests to do now. Info for Oliver. Winery. Oh, let's go back to this winery over here, because I am curious about that. See if that's someone else that can also give me a quest. You meet a tiny old woman perched on a stone stool. She is sustained in her advanced age by tea and anger. Decades of life in Avernum have worn her down, but her bitterness is without end. Oh, lovely, she snaps. Invaders in my home. Adventurers always think they can just barge in anywhere. I am good wife Donna, and I'll have you know that I have no patience for parasites and ruffians. Say what you want and be on your way. Can I buy any of your food? What do I look like? A market wench? All my food gets sent into Formello. Go chase it up there. And what are you doing in my home anyway? What can you tell me about Formello? It's haunted. A dark shade floats through it. Sometimes it drives everyone there mad. If you meet it, you should try to kill it. You look like you won't have any problems, hero. Good wife Donna glowers at you. I don't have much time left in this pit, and I don't want to waste it on you. Speak and be quick about it. Can you tell me anything about this area? Why don't you go look for yourself? Fuck. Adventurers always wanted people to tell them things because they're too lazy to look around themselves. Anyway, there won't be anything to find soon, all thanks to the invaders. Invaders? Like you, scavengers from the surface. Now that we Avernites fought and died to secure this land, you surfacers come to pick the bones clean and leave us poor and starving. I don't mean to steal from anyone, but you will anyway. You didn't come here to help us. I know that. There are plenty of greedy and soft-headed folk around here. Go bother them instead. Do you have any jobs for me? She snorts and points at the wall. See those swords? I've killed goblins with them myself. I'll do it again, old as I am, before I turn to you lot for help. If you are bored, every once in a while I'll hear a rat in my cellar. If you're lucky and find one, I give you permission to kill it. Don't expect to get paid. I'll be going now. Good, you are boring. Oh, that was a friendly interaction, right? Ooh, we did find an emerald, though. You find the crumbling ruins of a small tower. The small remaining portion of the spire is perched on the edge of a pool of magma. Every year, a bit more of it is consumed. There is no sign of who lived here. It has been abandoned for decades. As you examine it, you see movement inside. A brief glimpse of what looked like a small animal. Crumbling tower. Juniper's ghost. Oh, wow. That is quite the cat portrait right there. Dang, that caught me off guard for real. You carefully navigate the crumbling ruins of this tower, trying not to get dumped into the lava. Out of the corner of your eye, you see a quick motion. When you turn your head, you see movement on the ledge in the other direction. You stand still and wait. Eventually, the creature stalking you gets bored and walks out into the open. It's a cat, a special cat in that you can see through it, a ghost cat. It looks up at you with curiosity and not the slightest bit of fear. You bend down to pat the cat. Your hand passes through her. She shakes herself off. Suddenly, you hear a soft, feminine voice in your mind. You can't do that, even if I gave permission. So, you were a cat. The quiet, sad, mental voice resumes. I am a cat. I still have all my catness, even the sad post-mortem form. I have lingered here for years, mourning the things I never had in life, missing the things I could have. What did you never have? Juniper paces around the tower as you listen to her spectral voice. The human I shared this tower with told me of something called the sun. It sent down beautiful, soothing beams. I wish I could have rested in them. I was never even close. What is your life like now? My life is tedious. I am bound to this tower. I watch the stone crumble away, worry about what becomes of me when the tower is gone. I lack anyone to serve me, even an ogre. What do you miss? Occasional petting, the company of my human, the occasional indulgence, like catnip. I've never tried catnip, nor should you. It is a pleasure for cats. I like to partake alone, though. Its effects make me act in an undignified manner. Alas, you know very little about catnip. The ghost cat circles you impatiently. Sometimes she stares up at you, wanting petting you, or unable to give it. Other times she approaches the door of the tower. An unseen force prevents her from leaving, and she quivers with frustration. Tell me about this tower. The voice in your mind grows very sad. A miserable wreck. A horrible place to spend an afterlife. Why was I trapped here? This tower wasn't mine for that long. It belonged to the human. Who did it belong to? He was called Solberg. He was a wizard, but he was hiding here. How strong could he have been? Solberg was your owner? I don't like that thought. There was a me. There was a Solberg. He fed me and worked. I ate and rested. Who is to say I didn't own him? Tell me about Solberg. He claimed to have so much power, then he got stuck here. If he was that strong, why was he trapped here? Did Solberg have other cats? Several. We all kept him company. We all died. This is a bad place for life, especially cat life. I was the last one before he left. Did Solberg leave? Eventually, his foes were killed and he was free to go. He would take me away with them. Then I died before he went. He left me here. My spirit stayed and he left. And where is Solberg now? I don't know. Probably in some tower with other wizards doing boring wizard business. Probably with new cats. Juniper sounds very sad. Are you trapped here? The quiet voice in your mind grows shrill and angry. I did not ask to be a ghost. I lived an unpleasant life here. I earned a quiet death. Instead, I am trapped forever, waiting for someone to free me. How did you die? Age. I had reached my time. A comfortable cat in a nice house might have lived longer. The heat and the soot wore me down. How can you be freed? I don't know. I don't remember the end of my life. I couldn't walk anymore. I rested on my pillow. I remember wanting something. I don't remember what. The edge of despair in Juniper's voice is affecting. Maybe if I got it, I would be free. I wish. I hope I am freed soon. The tower is crumbling. I am scared. How can I find out? Only Solberg would know. My companion, that oh so mighty wizard. If he asked him, he might say, "Where is Solberg now?" I don't know. He went off to join other wizards and do wizard things. Probably forgot me forever. If anyone knows why I'm missing, he would. I think he is still alive. I feel it. That is all I have to say. This concludes your audience. You may go. The voice is quiet, though the ghost remains. Again, I still can't get over that portrait. That really did catch me off guard there. Like, ah! Okay, so we have a quest, though. To free a cat, pretty much. Or a ghost cat. Okay, so now let's go over to... Okay, this is eventually we'll have to get to, where we will have to get to. Splice worms. This cave is used to make some of Avernum's legendary foul mushroom wine. Since the founding days of Avernum, its cold and unhappy citizens made crude ales and wines out of mushrooms and lichen. They needed help dealing with their awful lives. Years in the darkness wear a person down. You meet one of Avernum's vintners who has taken up the burden of producing disgusting beverages to numb the mind and the senses. He bows when you enter. I am Donaldson, traveler, and this is my shop. Would you like to buy a bottle of something to ease your journey through life? This year's vintage is excellent. I managed to strain out more of the chunky bits, so it goes down easy. Let me see your wares. Donaldson gives you a sample of his wine. It's a bitter libation that burns your throat and fills your mind with bizarre thoughts. Par for the course. Do you have any wines from the surface? Oh, no. Much too expensive. Though I did buy from a traveler a bottle of Gremlin wine. Expensive, but an adventure in a bottle. I also don't have any of the Almerian wine. Just my own. Wine from the city of Almeria is renowned as being the most drinkable in Avernum. Perhaps one day I can export it. What makes Almerian wine superior? Some undefinable quality of the terroir. Also, they are better at straining it. Gremlins make wine? They do. Very rarely, the fairy folk share some of their strange mixtures with us. A true gift, though it leaves few with memories of tasting it. Where would you export the wine to? Hopefully, the surface. I suspect there are adventurous gourmands up there who would pay very well for the unique adventure of drinking Avernite wine. Why? Who can tell? The wealthy of the big cities pay handsome sums to endure all sorts of unpleasant experiences. Donaldson says, care to obtain more of this year's vintage? It really is excellent. Very frequently, I manage to drink some of it. He proudly shows you around his showroom, letting you sample varieties of the murky, gritty fluid. Can you tell me anything about this area? This region is very quiet. That is why I like it. There hasn't been any activity since the Stone Circle was built. Stone Circle? East of here, built by some big temple in the city. Their acolytes go out to it and fight each other. Ritual testing or some such nonsense. Peculiar folks. Big drinkers, though. I don't need anything. Fine, you'll be back. They all come to me eventually. Okay, who doesn't have a fine cloak right now? Ooh, a scavenging rat. Supply cache for Formello. Looks like it was abandoned. Got a rat tail. How many of them did I need for the quest? Tails of 6 scavenging rats. Okay, so I do need to do quite a bit of exploring here. Iron bracers. This lizard lizard is securely tethered to its post. From the dead look in its eyes, you guess that the rope is the only thing keeping it from biting you. The farmers at the north end of the Formello cavern are not friendly. The tunnels to the north are unsettled and often hide monsters and brigands. Strangers are to be feared. The result of this is a cold shoulder. This farmer is not hostile, but won't speak with you beyond the most basic pleasantries. I go ahead and use some light here. More scavenging rats. The door is locked. You don't have the key. Too complicated to be picked. Okay, duly noted. Oh no, I wanted to look at the map. You are at the entrance to a luxurious private mansion burrowed into the cliff wall. The owner must be affluent, perhaps the owner of a lot of farmland around here. It remains to be seen how the residents react to your breaking into their house. Oh, that's a cool portrait. You are greeted by the owner of this mansion, plainly a wealthy merchant. Surprisingly, he is not happy about having an unkempt adventurer break into his home and tracking cave mire on his clean floors. Still, he manages some courtesy. I am Timon Serenius, he says. Please wipe your feet. This is the humble home of me and mine. If you have business here, state it. If not, please take yourself and your dirty boots elsewhere. Can I ask you a question? Of course not. You can go. This is a private residence. Out. Are you going to make me leave? Timon Serenius smirks. I hope your words do not carry some implied threat. Please don't think that I am living out here without some means to defend myself. I'll be going now. Yes, good. By all means. There is a lovely young woman sitting in this bedroom. She wears a long, elegant cotton dress, slightly billowy, especially over the part where her pregnancy shows. It doesn't look like she has been out in a while. She is a bit nervous about your presence, but she welcomes variety and routine you bring. Welcome, visitor. I am Stoyanka. What are you doing back here? I am kept here by my father. He is quite angry with me. Timon is very stern. Tell me about your father. Oh, I would never talk about him behind his back. He has been very grouchy lately. Okay, maybe there is a quest or something I can do for them. Timon's wife does not speak with you, except to make it clear that your presence in her home is unwelcome. She wants you to go away. She is fully aware that some great drama is going on with Timon and Stoyanka. She is staying back here so that she can have absolutely nothing to do with it. Oh, nice. His wife's name is Ariadne. Ariadne is one of the names I used for one of my adventures in the first Avernum game. If you check out that Let's Play of Avernum Escape from the Pit on my channel, yeah, I named one of my characters Ariadne because, yeah, I like the name, so that's why I used it. So, yeah, pretty cool. That Ariadne is one of the names used. Timon Serenius is affluent enough to have a servant in his employment. She is healthy, well-fed, nervous, and quiet. Timon is also controlling enough to demand that she doesn't speak with strangers. Odd, you would have sworn that you heard a scraping sound. You listen carefully, but only silence remains. Uh-oh. Would that have been an alarm? Okay, whatever. Let's just carry on, and if I need to relay the focusing crystal. Gremlin wine. Timon Serenius has a huge bodyguard in his appointment. He sits in the corner watching you carefully, eager for any excuse to stand up and destroy you. Timon Serenius watches you with distaste. He sniffs at the air and frowns. He is one of those unfortunate, over-civilized folk of the New Avernum who feels that adventurers are of a lower class. There's something I need to know. I'm sorry, you are still a stranger in a young lady's bedchamber. Unless you have urgent business, I must ask you to leave. Okay, so maybe they'll come into play later. Okay, more scavenging rats. Ooh, we got two here. I mean, that Timon guy did have a full character portrait, so he might come into play later. Cookie. When you walk behind this home, you find a black and white cat patrolling her corner of the yard. Her collar identifies her as Cookie. When she sees that you have intruded upon her territory, she walks up to you. She, in the most dignified manner possible, retches at your feet. Then she smirks and walks away. Not my cat. You walk away. Whoever owns this rude cat is their problem now. This home was once nice, but mold and mildew now fills the air. It is dark and damp, and you start to cough when you breathe too deeply. The owner of the house has also seen better days. He has barely reached middle age, but the damp and dark of Avernum have aged him prematurely. He is quite thin and constantly coughs into his sleeve. As you greet him, he takes a sip from a mug full of a strong medicinal brew. Welcome to my home. I see you felt comfortable just barging inside. I am Forrest. What do you wish of me? Are these your farmlands? Yes, of course. We own all the land between here and the Formello River. I don't have the strength to tend the rows of fungi myself anymore. I have family and workers for that. How long have you lived here? He coughs. My whole life. My family was one of the first to try to settle this cave and survive. Our reward is getting to stay here forever, so that a fit of coughing stops his speech. Forrest takes another sip from his medicinal brew. He coughs slightly and says, Yes, now what? He looks unwell, and that's unlikely to change. Life in the caves wears down everyone eventually. You're young, though, so you don't need to think about it. Are you ill? Yes, it is obvious, is it not? The fungus in the air. It has reached my lungs. Not fatal, not for a while anyway, but unpleasant. Very tiring. Is that a common ailment? Common enough. There are many varieties of mold and spore down here. Live long enough, and one of them will dislodge in your lungs. It just happened to me sooner than most, is all. Would going to the surface heal you? Perhaps someday I may go south to the Tower Colony and use their portal. But I hate the Empire, hate it with a passion. For what they did to my family. I will not set foot in their lands unless I must. What did the Empire do to your family? Sent us into Avernum. We were wild folk, smugglers and moonshiners. The Empire bundled a lot up and sent them down here. I was born not long after that. My parents taught me much before they died. Lessons about the cruelty of the Empire that sent us into the underworld. And then they were gone. What is the Tower Colony? It's what's left of the Tower of Magi. What they managed to rebuild after demons blew up the old tower. Tell me about the portal. It's not actually in the Tower Colony. He coughs. It's west of there. It's Avernum's only link to the surface. And my only route to somewhere warm, sunny, and dry. What sort of potion are you drinking? It is a simple brew. Certain useful medicinal herbs. Boiled into a thick, bitter muck. Eases my coughing. Some days it even provides relief. Sadly, I am low on the herbs I need to make it. He inspects you closely. You are an adventurer. You wander. If you were to find some herbs and bring them to me, I could trade. Give you brews that are useful, but not for my illness. I have some healing herbs for you. He inspects the herbs and nods. Yes, these are fresh enough. He takes them and puts them into a thick clay jar. Then he fetches another jar and hands it to you. The liquid in there? It was expensive. I thought it would help me. It did not. Perhaps what remains will help you. I'll be moving on now. Good day. Yes, he coughs. Good day. As we proceed to steal the stuff into his, drawer. His chest. Okay, so got a couple more healing elixirs. Eventually I might get to a point where I'll just, have healing elixirs to use. I don't have to worry about having potions so much, but that will be quite a bit before I get to that point. This wide corridor normally leads to the Eastern Gallery, an enormous cavern that is home to several of Avernum's largest cities. However, the corridor is blocked. There is a huge wall of magical barriers in front of you. It stretches floor to ceiling and completely blocks your progress. A small sign has been placed in front of the barrier. Formello quarantined until further notice. Barrier passage only obtained through permission of high authorities. Signed, Mayor Henrietta. There is an old mossy trapdoor at the edge of this chasm. When you open it, you find that the ladder underneath has been removed. There is only a steeply sloped shaft heading down into the darkness. You could safely slide down it, but you would have to find a different route back up. You see footprints in the slime on the ground. Others have been exploring here recently. Really? Okay, I need a couple more rat tails, but yeah, let's quick save right here and remind me that the passage is one way. Oh, I'm back here. I was like, why am I not... How can I not reach it? Enemies down here. No, I didn't want to go this way. Come on, stupid. What the heck? Okay, hopefully I can handle my own, like, area effect well. Or whatever spell that was. Okay. Those training needed 4. Oh dang, I didn't know that could be a thing. Wait, is this where one of the quests was? I don't even know. Oh no, I don't think it was actually. Freaking acid, man. This huge cavern is quite lovely. It is full of tall, delicate, natural stone formations, formed by many years of mineral-rich water dripping from the ceiling. The dim green light from the glowing fungus on the ceiling gives the formations an eerie, otherworldly appearance. Stunning sights like this one are one of the few unquestionable benefits of living in the underworld. Alas, your enjoyment of the view is marred by the resonance of the cavern. There are several giant lizards here. They hunt bats, giant reptiles, each other, and, if given the chance, you. In the center of the cave is a lake, fed by a natural spring. There is an island in the center, reachable over several long stone ridges. I don't think we needed to go to this section necessarily, but like I've said, every little bit helps. To be fair, I do have a background of Fortune Seeker too, so I probably should just go ahead and explore everything I can as much as possible. As you approach the center of the island, the water around you starts to bubble and thrash. There are creatures in the lake around you, and your presence is agitating them. There is a small stone island in the middle of this lake. It is dominated by an angular red crystal formation. It isn't natural, but it's also unlike anything you've seen constructed in Avernum. The crystal is dark, but not dormant. It is making noise, a slow, pulsing, buzzing noise. It fades in and out. When it grows louder, the thrashing of the creatures in the pool around you intensifies. When you get close, the crystal pulses again, loudly. Reptiles start to emerge from the water surrounding you. There are lots of bones around the ground around the crystal. You aren't the first to stumble into this trap. Oh no, I don't pick that up. I picked up some limb. Kill him. Kill him. Dang, there are a lot of spitting lizards in this section. It's a good thing I'm hanging on to the healing potions for now, because let's do leave this one. We also have a lot of leather we need to pick up too. Alright. Looks like I took care of most of the enemies in this area. But I do need to hurry up and save here, so I'm going to make sure the game is saved right here. But I'll see you all in the next part.